the ability to pool together and negotiate better plans at lower prices like the large employers do. I was very disappointed right here in Virginia just a couple of months ago. Our governor, another doctor who we know what happens with a doctor in charge of government here. Our governor here in Virginia, who's in charge of healthcare in a sense, he vetoed a bill that would have allowed self-employed folks and small businesses to pool together and compete for the pricing and the kind of plans that large employers get. And he vetoed it, and he said the justification for the veto was because we needed to protect Obamacare. We need greater transparency and upfront pricing and cost disclosure. We go to the doctor, we go to a medical facility, and we don't know what it's going to cost us until we get the bill, sometimes weeks and months later. We need to eliminate surprise billing. We need to end the suppression of free market healthcare services that's by the large monopolistic providers. We have these certificate of public need laws here in Virginia and other states, but in Virginia, what we're concerned about right here, but across the nation as well in many states, that give these large providers veto power over competition. And it keeps lower cost providers from coming in and offering specific services at a lower cost. We need to ensure portability and permit companies to service customers across state lines. We need to permit health savings accounts for everybody and not just those with the high deductible plans. Again, I mentioned telemedicine with the broadband. That's something that we learned about during the pandemic on how that can help people, allow doctors to see more patients in a more cost-effective manner.
Mr. Good, your time is up there.
Thank you. We are at near the end of the forum today. If we could go to closing statements, you each have 2 minutes. Mr. Good, you will be starting us off for the closing statement.
Okay. Well, again, thank you for everyone for making time today. It's terrific that we've got this much interest, to have almost 1,000 people here. I appreciate Dr. Webb being here. I appreciate our moderators. It's a great first opportunity for us to be together. And you've caught a glimpse today on the differences between me and my opponent and our differing views for the future of America and the future of the 5th District. Make no mistake about it, and don't be fooled by the bipartisan moderate rhetoric all of a sudden. If my opponent was elected, he would do like all the other Democrats in Congress, and he would work to undo everything that President Trump has done and work to either stop President Trump's second-term agenda or, God forbid, advance the agenda of the Biden-Harris regime if they were elected. He would vote in lockstep with Nancy Pelosi, Jerry Nadler, Adam Schiff, AOC. He doesn't point out where he disagrees with those folks. The Democrats vote in lockstep to advance Nancy Pelosi's agenda, and he would do the same thing. Don't be fooled by him and Joe Biden's recent recognition that the majority of Americans and those in the 5th District reject the violence, the looting, the rioting in our cities, and stand behind our law enforcement. And they reject calls to defund. What he said in an interview with WSET just like 2 weeks ago was, well, funding police could look like reallocating towards education. It could look like reallocating towards housing. And then another quote in June with CBS 19, he said that that we've got one of the big problems is overfunding of police. That's the problem. We're overfunding police. So if we're overfunding or we want to reallocate, those are quotes that he made to TV stations. That is another word for defunding. Again, there's a reason why he's endorsed by Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren, squad members. From Thomas Jefferson to James Madison to James Monroe, this 5th District is one of the most historic districts in the country in terms of the impact that it had on our nation's founding 244 years ago, and even its rebirth in Appomattox as we came back together as a nation 155 years ago. Like you, I love America and everything that it stands for, and everything about how it was founded. I love what makes our country unique and exceptional among the nations of the world, and I'm going to preserve those things. As your congressman, I'll work to keep you safe, to support our police, to stand up against the violence in our cities. I'll work to safely reopen our country, get folks back to work, safely get our kids back to school. I'll work to renew and expand the Trump economy, the pro-job policies that gave us the greatest economy we've had in our lifetime. I'll work to maintain our energy independence as an economic and national security issue. I'll work to protect and strengthen our health care, preserve pre-existing condition protections, and enact market-driven, patient-centric solutions. I'll work to finish securing our southern border and end illegal immigration. I'll work to support school choice, to put parents in charge of their education, to reduce Washington mandates and federal control of our education system. I'll work to expand broadband access throughout our communities, our rural communities, to protect our nation's and our children's financial future by addressing our deficit and our spending. I ask you to stand with me today to continue moving forward with our America First agenda and to make America even greater and stronger than it is today. I ask for your support. I ask for your vote. Thank you, and God bless you.
Good. Thank you. Dr. Webb.
So I've really enjoyed spending this hour with you all and sharing my actual views and my vision. And I know you've heard some different versions of what I believe from my opponent, but I want to be crystal clear with you. It's not an act. My passion for consensus building, like I told you, comes from how I grew up. My passion for finding bipartisan solutions comes from working at the highest levels of government in two very different administrations. That experience has taught me that it's possible to build consensus. That's not a naive thing. Our career civil servants in Washington, they see that all the time. Some have spanned 4 presidencies, 5 presidencies, and they know that we have more in common as Americans than we have opposed. I don't view Mr. Good as an enemy combatant. I view him as loyal opposition. I think that we have an opportunity to hear from each other and to work together. And so, yes, I'm proud that I've been able to listen to people with a range of views across this district. I want to be clear. I support both a public option and free market solutions in healthcare. I support not defunding the police, but funding the police appropriately. Here in the 5th District, we don't have a problem with overfunding our police. And that's the reason why sheriffs across this district have endorsed my campaign. Even those 2 from Campbell County, Mr. Good, who know you very well, and they think that I'll be better on supporting police than you are. You've asked to get rid of police unions, ruin their ability to advocate for themselves. Listen, the district is very diverse. It's very broad. The views range all across the political spectrum. But what we need is somebody who can listen and who can engage. Someone who's authentic. Somebody who's not reading their talking points, but who knows them in their heart. Because at the end of the day, what this campaign is about lifting voices all across this district, hearing people who don't look like you or didn't grow up where you grew up or haven't had the same life experiences, but you know they matter so much. And you know it's important for you to support them every single day. And so I'm really grateful to have this opportunity to engage with you all. I'm passionate about making sure we get our economy going again. I think that we have to do it in a safe way. We haven't had a chance to talk about COVID today, but we can make it through this, and we can do it if we stay safe. So Dr. Webb is telling you right now, wear your mask, keep your physical distance. Mr. Good, wear a mask when you're out in public. Take care of the people of the 5th right now. That's a good way to do it. But I think that at the end of the day, it's so important for us to make sure that we get through this safely, get through this the right way, and have opportunities very soon. My 2 kids, they're doing school virtually. I can't wait to get them back in school. So many people have lost their jobs, lost their livelihood. We need to get that back. We need to get that going. We need to invest in this economy. There are some good things about President Trump's economy. There were some good ideas that Congressman Riggleman was supporting. He had the right idea when he talked about bipartisan solutions. And while my opponent has said that he would never work with Democrats, he disagrees with them on everything, you can't have that temperament in the United States Congress. If you want to get things done, rather than just stand where you are shouting, you've got to talk to other people who see things differently than you. I'm grateful for you all for engaging with me this afternoon. I look forward to more opportunities, Mr. Good. I can't wait to have another opportunity to debate with you. Hopefully we can find one soon. And I'm looking forward to more conversations to come. Thank you all and have a blessed afternoon.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you both for being here today. Jeff Gold is going to lead us in a closing statement.